Good afternoon, sir. My name is Saif. I'm a nursing student from University Malaysia Sarawak. So may I know what is the reason you want to come to see me today? But before that, could you please introduce yourself first?
Okay, thank you, sir. So my name is Abdul Amadul. I am mechanical engineering student from University Malaysia Sarawak, and I am 21 years old. So the main reason why I come in here because my brother just came back from Kuala Lumpur during this COVID-19 pandemic, and I can see the symptoms from him. So I want to know more about how we can
Control the
infection, and I want to know properly how to wash our hands and etiquette as well. So can you demonstrate and washing and so on?
So you are saying that your brother just went back from Kuala Lumpur, isn't it, during this pandemic COVID-19? So you want to know how you and your family control maybe the risk for infection at your house, and by performing a proper way of hand hygiene and hand rubbing, is it? So
and he is still waiting for the test result, which is, I don't know, positive or negative.
He is still waiting for the result. We never know if it is negative or positive. So yes, I can help you with that, but before that, I will just elaborate a bit of how we as a, maybe we can call ourselves netizen, is it? How we control the infection at our home or at our house by performing hand hygiene or hand rubbing, hand washing, and I can show you the demonstration after this, and I hope that you can learn and try to educate your family, your siblings and your parents as well, so that they know on how to reduce the infection at your home. Okay, so I'm going to start just a basic knowledge about how to control infection. So as you can see, I already searched for some information about infection control. First one is PPE. Do you know what is actually PPE?
I have no idea what is PPE.
Oh, you don't have any idea what is PPE. So I'm just going to elaborate a bit about what is PPE, because PPE is something that we cannot actually find at our home, but there's a part of the PPE that we usually wear, which is the face mask. Okay, so I'm going just to elaborate more about what is PPE. So PPE long term is actually personal protective equipment. This thing is actually usually be found at the hospital or clinic or any healthcare center. So some of the example of PPE is the cap that usually nurses wear. Usually, so right, the cap that they wear, they usually wear during at the operation theater. They usually wear that, and also face mask. There's a lot of type of face mask that we can find. There's face mask that we can find at the online shopping market, the one with string. At the hospital, the one that we tie at our back of our head, the one that we tie, and also N95 mask, which the hospital usually provide for the nurses if they want to go to isolation room. There's a lot of type of mask, but the one that we usually wear at house, at our home, or if we want to go outside, is the one with just a normal string, right? The one that we buy at the online shopping market. So
affordable, right?
Yeah, it is affordable and it is very helpful for us. And the next one is hand glove. Hand gloves we rarely use we rarely use it at home, because we can simply just frequently do the hand washing or hand rub to clean our hand, right? So we don't actually really need the hand glove to protect us from the bacteria. But due to this pandemic COVID-19, if you want to go outside, the KM suggests us to use hand glove if we want to go to market, yes, if we want to go somewhere else, because we never know what we will touch outside. So there's the main reason why we need to use hand glove. And you can actually try to search for hand glove at the online shopping market also. They also sell it as well as the face mask. Okay, next what we have here is the apron. Apron is usually used by the nurses if they want to do any procedure. For example, bath bath. I give you example bath bath because why do we need to use apron is because we want to protect our body as our cloth, our shirt from any fluid from the patient, any fluid from the surrounding to be on our shirt. So we want to protect that. Okay. So I hope that is it very clear about.
Yeah.
Do you have any
Quite
question
good
on PPE?
Okay.
Any question?
I have no.
Oh, no question. So you are clear, right?
Yeah.
But can I ask you, do you have face mask at your home?
Yes, we do have.
You don't have.
Yes.
Oh, okay. How about hand glove?
We don't.
You don't have. So I just suggest you to just buy hand glove and maybe add some of your face mask because face mask nowadays is very rare. We can't actually try to buy it easily like how it was before because many people wants to buy it. So try to at least be wise on using your face mask. Okay, and also try to use hand glove if you want to go somewhere else. Okay, then next we are going to go to hand hygiene and hand rub. Okay, so just a simple introduction of hand hygiene as well as hand rub. Okay, so hand hygiene or hand rub or hand wash or hand rub is actually a part of hand hygiene where we clean our hand. So this is for us to reduce the infection. If we want to touch anything or touch our family members who is sick, touch any patient at the ward, this is a very crucial part because we need to clean our hand because we never know if bacteria is we are bringing bacteria from outside, to the patient or maybe to our family members, right? So this is very important. So as you can see here, there is 5 moments of hand hygiene. I'm just going to brief you a bit of these 5 moments because it is somehow related, most likely related to healthcare staff like nurses, doctor, but we can actually try to implement it at our home also. So the first one is before touching a patient. For example, nurses before their encounter with the patient, this is very important for them to perform hand washing or hand rub. Okay? As far as our case at home, so if there is any of our family members who is sick or who is quarantined, so maybe they are presenting with some of the symptoms like coughing, sneezing, so we can consider them as sick, right? So before encounter with them or before encounter with them or we want to touch them, this is a very must for us to perform hand washing or hand rub. You can try to hand rub by using hand sanitizer or any alcohol rub that you have at your house. But before that, do you have any alcohol rub or any hand sanitizer at?
Yes, we do have.
Oh, okay, good. So before encounter with your family members who is sick, try to perform hand rub before it. Because it is very important because we don't want to introduce any bacteria from outside to them. Okay. So next is most likely related to healthcare staff. It is before clean or aseptic procedures because me as a nursing students or future nurses before we do the procedures to the patients, we need to clean our hand first because also we need to reduce the infection, but then we don't want to introduce any endangers, any bacteria that come from outside to the patient because we don't want them to get very worse. But for your cases, maybe at home, maybe you want to perform maybe tepid sponging. You know what is tepid sponging?
I don't know.
You don't know what is tepid. So tepid sponging is when your family members is sick and you try to, they are having fever, right? So you just put a towel with water here or at their armpit. That is tepid sponging because we want to, how to say, there is also maybe a mini procedure for us, but if you want to perform it to your family members, try to wash your hand first.
Okay.
Okay, before any procedures or before before you are doing anything with your family members who is sick, try to clean your hand first.
Okay.
Perform hand wash or hand rub. Just try it. Okay. Then the third one is after body fluid exposure or risk. Okay, this is very important because a nurses or a doctor, if they perform any procedure or anything, there is a risk for them to expose to any fluid. For example, blood. They can simply get blood stain at their clothes, or maybe get blood stain on their hand or anything, or maybe the patient is coughing or sneezing and there is a fluid a fluid from their mouth or their nose that goes to the nurses or the doctors. So at least after you already knows that, oh, there is blood stain on my hand, so what should I do? Maybe it is in your hand, right? If it is on your shirt, then you should know what you should do. You just change it the next day, because we can't really change our so if it is on your hand, after that try to do hand wash, because it is very crucial, because we never know if the blood is, how to say, is it contain any viruses that maybe infect us. We never know, right? So we just want to reduce the infection there. So after any fluid exposure or any risk to the fluid exposure, try to wash our hand. As far as our case at our home, if we found out that our family members is sneezing or coughing, then you get it on your hand or anything, just perform a hand wash. Okay, try to perform hand wash. It is good for us. Then here, after touching a patient, okay, this is related somehow to the first one. Before touching a patient, if you want to, for example, your case is your brother, right? If you want to meet your brother, you perform hand hygiene already, and maybe you do some chit chat with her, some conversation with him. You do some conversation with him, kan? Right. So after that, try to, after you already done your matters with him, try to do hand wash. Maybe because you don't know if you already touch his hand, touch his anything, body or what, right? So after in touch with your brother, so try to perform hand wash, so that if you touch your other family members, you wouldn't introduce any bacteria from your brother to your other family members. Okay, so it is related to this. After touching a patient, and nurses should perform a hand wash or hand rub after touching a patient, before and after touching a patient actually. Then the last one is after touching patient surroundings. This, as far as I know about this is actually, for example, a nurse who is doing the procedures, if he or she is touching the patient surroundings, for example, the equipment or anything, try to wash your hand or doing hand rub, because bacteria is everywhere. I can tell you, bacteria is everywhere. It can be on your it can be on your bed, it can be on your pillow, or it can be even on your plug at your bedside, right? It can be anywhere. So the surrounding is very dangerous also for the patient. For example, your brother, isn't it? Okay, what if he is coughing, and if he is coughing towards the equipment surrounding by him, then you came into his room and touch the equipment, so you are basically touching the bacteria from your brother, isn't it? You're actually touching the bacteria, and you didn't realize you didn't realize the bacteria, and you forgot to wash your hand. Then you go around touch your family members, touch your home. It would be very in danger. Then it will increase the risk for infection. So it is very important for doing hand hygiene, hand wash or hand rub before during these 5 moments, or you can relate it to your brother situation or at home. Okay, so I hope you can just simply educate your parents, your siblings, your family about this, because this is very important. we can reduce the infection that occurs at our home by doing hand hygiene at these very 5 moments. Okay.
Okay.
This is not necessarily at work. We can implement it actually at
home.
At home. During this pandemic COVID-19 also. Okay. So next is before that, do you have any question on these 5 moments of hand hygiene?
It's quite good already, and I understand all the explanation from you.
So you're already clear.
I'm already
So I just hope that you can try to explain it to your family members, your siblings, your parents, and most important is your brother, because he is the one being quarantined, right? So he maybe didn't know didn't know well about the hand hygiene. So I hope you can try to explain it to him, and
okay, I'll do.
yeah.